Hi, this is Damon Pistolka, host of The Faces of Business, where I talk with interesting people, sharing life and business experiences to entertain, engage, build community, and provide information to help others succeed. If you're interested in learning more about one of our guests or how we are helping business owners generate wealth and build businesses they can sell or succeed at Exit Your Way, you can find more information on our website, exityourway.com, or by contacting me directly, Damon at exityourway.com. I hope you enjoy the show. All right, everyone. Welcome once again to the Faces of Business. I am your host, Damon Pistolka, and with me today, I'm excited because we are going to be talking about building community and trust with live streaming with none other than the king of live streaming himself, Curt Anderson. Curt Anderson, take it away, my friend.
Damon, dude, I maybe Prince or like what's below Prince. Like, I think, dude, you are the king of live streaming, dude. 4 days a week. Are you kidding me? Like, I did the math on that today earlier. 4 times 50, like live streaming a couple hundred times a year, man. Like, you are absolutely crushing it, my friend.
Well, I think the crazy part about it is that, you know, we both were reticent live streamers. Like, this didn't come naturally to you, did it?
Well, let's go back in time. Let's go. Do you remember? Hey, you know what? You and I have an anniversary coming up here. We have our 4-year anniversary coming up in a few weeks. So, it was something going on 4 years ago. Do you remember something like right about this time 4 years ago? Do you remember what was happening?
I hung out at the house a lot. I know that.
So just maybe went out for a walk, right? Just couldn't, like, I don't know. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. It's 4 years ago. Like next week is when the world shut down, right?
Yeah.
And so you and I connected and we started chatting. And do you remember what we were going to do? An event. Do you remember that?
Yep.
We were going to do like an all-day event, and we're like batting around ideas, and we're like, what about this? What about that? And I don't know I'm not sure who's going to take credit for it. I'm going to give you credit because I think you applied for LinkedIn Live. Did you not?
Yeah, I did. I couldn't even get it with my own personal page. I had to use my company page to do it.
Good user, so dude, you're like the first person I knew that got set up on LinkedIn Live. Like, you were on the cutting edge, you're a pioneer, and you got LinkedIn Live set up. And so we're like, hey, why don't we just do a live stream? Right?
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, there's not, like, we can't go out. We can't go do. We have no social life. Can't go anywhere. Can't do anything. Why don't we just do a live stream? And we just started live streaming, and two dudes in our 50s, and it's like, here we are. So
here we are.
What an honor to be a guest on your show today. Well, it's tonight for me, today for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and how many live stream shows, you said it today, how many live stream shows have you done, you think?
Half of what you've done. So I don't know, man. So it's been
300.
It's got to be, right?
It's a few hundred at least. Because I mean, because you when you count about your live webinars you've done, of course, manufacturing, e-commerce success. We're doing that twice a week now, and so it easily is.
Yeah, if you count webinars, workshops, like all the stuff that we do, and I guess those live, they're those are Zoom, so not live stream, but they're I mean, they're in the we're hundreds upon hundreds. Literally, right? Because we have nothing better to do. So,
yeah. So as you look at this, I mean, and we're talking today about building community and trust with live streaming. I mean, we with all, and we didn't plan it this way, but we did a webinar on this morning, and so we're going to use some of the webinar materials. We're going to go through 39 and a half reasons why you should be live streaming.
How many?
And 39 and a half.
It's that many? It's 39 and a half?
39 and a half.
39 and a half, and it's 39 and a half reasons or benefits
of
live stream. Of 39 and a half reasons of why somebody out there, should be considering live streaming for your business.
Exactly. And you
Now,
got to stay to the end to get to the half, because the
yeah.
half is probably the most important.
How'd you come up with the half?
You did.
Oh, was that me? All right. Well, hey, well, blame.
But it's good.
I'm gonna blame
But
my
it's good.
mom. I'll blame my
So,
mom.
you know, realistically though, getting back to this and get back to the serious nature of this though.
Yeah.
We had no idea what live streaming would do.
None.
When we started.
None. No idea.
Did you what did you think at the beginning? I mean,
you know, so we so during COVID, we started doing a bunch of webinars, and we, you know, I'd say thanks to Exit Your Way, you guys started a community when the world shut down. So I think it was what was it, like 11 o'clock Eastern time, maybe 8 o'clock your time. You started doing
did that, yeah.
And like, I hate to say it, like when the world shut down, my entire week like revolved around your meeting, you know. And we met just amazing, incredible people that would show up. Ben Baker, Dan Bigger, just all sorts of folks that would show up. Kelly, and you know, and so we built. You did a great job, and I really admire how you tackled that, and just the friendships that I gained out of that group. And so we're just meeting. Me, what are you doing with your business? What are you doing about your business? Because everybody's business kind of shut down overnight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, in the meantime, we had been building and working up, doing webinars, workshops. And, you know, what we love to do is just kind of be those fierce educators for clients, for manufacturers. And so we practice what we preach. So we're doing a bunch of fun webinars and what have you. And so we had a bunch of speakers. And so, you know, you and I being big baseball fans, I don't know if you remember, we went through like, hey, we've got a really good lineup here. And our buddy Jeff Long was the leadoff hitter. We had Allison DeFord right off the bat. We had my friend Gretchen Lindell. And so, remember Gretchen? And so we had
good stuff.
Jeff Graham. We had a bunch of people right off the bat. And then we just started reaching out and stretching from there. And man, we just, you know, a couple of times I'm like, man, is this worth it? Should we keep doing it? Then we're like, hey, why don't we do it a second day?
Yeah.
You know,
if one day wasn't enough, we should try it twice.
Yeah. And then you're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to start doing it 2 days a week. And so now you're doing it 4 days a week. You and I are doing it 2 days a week together. And hey, man, our friend Curtis.
I know Curtis has stopped by. Curtis, he is one of the people that started. I mean, we met during 2020 or even before, I think, with Curtis. But when you know, we got to be around him a lot during COVID and on these live streams. Thanks for being here today, man. It is, and thanks for dropping a comment, Curtis. And he's on there on Facebook too, which is really cool.
That is really cool. Remember, hey, and Curtis, I remember when you were on the show, dude, and that was just a rocking interview, man. If you need somebody with, you know, helping you with your career and resume and just, man, there's nobody better than Curtis, man.
He's the guy I send friends and family to.
Yep.
That's what it is. They go to Curtis and he knows it.
Yep.
And now they've got a platform he's developing now that it's ready to go. That's for outplacement. And that's really something
nice.
So that's cool. But anyway, it's you know, so we started this off, right. But did you really consider it building like it has? Did you have any idea, or what was it really that you hoped to accomplish by doing it?
Yeah. So what did we hope to accomplish? You know, it was just like, you know, it's like I felt like a kid, like learning how to ride a bike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just like, it seems like, you know, something cool, and maybe we can explore some new neighborhoods, and maybe we can like meet some new friends, and, you know, who knows, like maybe their mom makes a different lunch than my mom makes. And I don't know. It was just like, we had no idea what we're going to get into. And so, you know, we can dive into the 39.5 benefits that somebody out there would really, you know, cherish by considering live streaming. But the big one is community and the relationships, you know. So we did a webinar today at IMEC, the Illinois MEP Manufacturing Extension Partnership. And so we did a fun webinar earlier today, and we out of our 39.5 reasons, we broke them down into thirds. And so we did 3. We did 3 reasons. And the number 1 was the relationships. It's all about building these relationships. And I don't, you know, dude, I'm in my mid 50s. I don't know a better way to do that than this live stream platform concept. Right. I mean, it's just, it's easy.
Yeah, it is, and it's convenient too because we got used to the virtual like this
Right.
during COVID, and
Right.
now it seems natural and easy to be able to go, oh, hey, let's live stream, and then
Right.
maybe next week I'll see you at the football game, or it
Right.
might be 2 months from now, or maybe we don't see each other for quite a while, but it's really natural now to be able to do this and build relationships with people. So I think I agree with you that first of all, just the relationship building is incredible.
Yeah, completely. And so, whatever field that you're in, our listeners, whatever, uh, we've targeted intentionally on, folks who, if you, identify your ideal customer, your ICP, your
Yep.
avatar, whatever you want to call them. Damon and I, we love to call them our soulmates, and so
Hmm.
who's that ideal buyer? And so, we've been real intentional with the live stream show of bringing in top quality people like our friend Curtis and all the other names that we've mentioned. My goodness, we could name hundreds,
Yeah,
right?
a lot. Yeah,
And all these wonderful people who are like, we never need to be the smart guy in the room, man. It's like
yeah,
it's just hanging out with these incredible, amazing people who have all this brilliance, this expertise, and they come on the show and just share it. And you and I, we've had times, I'm not ashamed to say, like, we've had times we've been in tears. We've had times
yeah.
in tears of dying because we're laughing so hard. We've had times people share some very
Oh,
vulnerable,
gee. Yeah,
emotional, personal experiences on the show. Entrepreneurship,
yeah,
big alert here, right? It's not easy.
yeah,
Spoiler alert, right? It's not
yeah,
easy. It's hard. It's challenging, and so it brings out a lot of emotions. Remember Paul
yeah.
Van Meter?
Oh,
Great.
yeah,
What a fierce. I don't know a bigger advocate for U.S. manufacturing than Paul Van Meter. And we were
mhm,
just talking about our respect and admiration for him and what he's done on building up Pro Shop. And man, and he got choked up on the show. I mean, it's
yeah,
like watch him with the blood, sweat, and tears that this guy has poured into his business, into his staff, into his customers, and you just see that emotion pouring out. You can't capture that on a podcast. You can't capture that anywhere else other than a live stream, in my humble opinion.
yeah, and I think you're right, and some of the things that we we often think of, if we're an entrepreneur or a business owner, or even if there's marketers that are listening to this, is like, well, what do we do? What do we do? I mean, because, you know, you really just, like you said before, you share your story.
Yeah.
You get other people in your industry that you think your soulmates will be interested in hearing.
Right.
You talk about topics that are interesting for your soulmates. You talk about topics that are interesting to you.
Right.
And really what we're trying to do, as we say here, we're trying to build community and trust. And
Right.
through you know, live streaming is not for somebody that likes polished stuff, I don't think, because, well, I don't know. I mean, I appreciate live streaming because I don't have to be polished. We're not talking about scripted anything. They're going to see us, like you said. They're going to see your emotion. They're going to see that the passion in the people that are doing the things. You can bring an engineer on. You can listen to that engineer tell you about whatever they're talking about. You can see the passion in their face and the way they talk about these things,
Right.
and people feel that, and they
Right.
start to build that trust around
Right.
your brand, around you.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, today, again, referencing, not that anybody else was there, but, at our,
Yeah.
on this show, but, at our webinar today, we were talking about Joe Foster, the founder
Yeah.
of Reebok. He came on the show, and here's a guy, he and his brother they left their father. Their father had a shoe company. Couldn't
Yes.
get along with the father. They left their father, started he told us the whole origin story. They lived
Oh,
in the
Reebok.
warehouse. Do you remember that? They lived in the
Yes.
factory.
Yes.
The founder of Reebok lived in the factory to get this thing off the ground. I mean, like you could feel, you could almost sense yourself like sleeping on a couch. He's
Oh,
a
yeah.
newlywed, right?
Yeah.
And you can just sense like this fact of this passion of trying to get this thing off the ground. It took him over 20 years, 20
Yes.
years that he struggled till
Yeah.
finally became what the Reebok that we know, and I
Yeah.
and I think it was more like 25, but
Hmm.
just getting these stories, and that's an extreme example, right?
Yeah.
But just to be in a front row seat of hearing these things, it's just priceless.
Yeah. And for people that are out there in business, the thing that I think is really an opportunity for them is to bring in experts that want to that work on things that they're trying to solve, that their customers want to solve, that their industry is trying to solve, because, or that just good humanity kind of stuff, because it is really, really a nice way to be able to learn from those experts
Right.
and then share it with the world.
Right. Absolutely. Like I'm a podcast junkie, right? I'm such an eager learner of trying to figure this out, trying to, who's paved the path. Why should I try to figure out something? Because odds are somebody else has figured it out. Why do I need to do this on my own? And so, finding these podcasts, finding these live streams, finding other people talking about these subjects, and it doesn't need to be the, was it, Rogan, the top
Yeah.
podcaster. It can be, people in your industry, in your space, whatever it might be. And, they're in the weeds dealing with these issues, bringing on other folks that are dealing with your same issues and just trying to figure it out. And so, again, hey, let's keep moving down the list of the live streams, right?
Let's do that.
So we started off with building that community and those relationships, right?
Yeah.
That was what we hit number one today, nurturing those relationships. Let's talk about business development. Hey, people like the business development side. Why don't you, let's go back and forth, but do you want to share like what has Livestream done for you on the business development side?
Well, for business development, you really become someone that is associated with your industry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, or what you do. And it's by talking with all these people around in the industry, you become known in the industry. And I mean, we talk about like your work with the MEPs by interviewing over the years, interviewing so many of the MEPs, going to the MEP National Conference.
Right.
You're just like Curt, the MEP guy, because all the MEP people know you and do that. And you talk about business development. You work with the MEPs to help a lot of manufacturing clients. So that's been your business development. That's how you've set up your business development, is by knowing those MEPs, helping shine a bright light on the great work that they're doing, helping us shine a bright light on the great work that those manufacturers that they help are doing.
Yep.
And so subsequently it brings business, and that can work in any business.
Right. Absolutely. And I think, when, again, let's go back when COVID hit and we were doing the Exit Your Way meetings, and boy, you were bringing in, and in my opinion, that's what really spearheaded it. You guys were bringing in, different, whoever was meeting on a weekly basis, you were bringing in different experts, Ron Higgs, Alon, like all, Khan had just written a book at that time. And, you were bringing on all these subject matter experts to talk about, their superpowers, their expertise, how they make the world a better place. And so we just we took that same concept and just brought it here. And yeah, I love what you're saying. So, with our live stream show, we've been very intentional on who are the guests, what are topics that our soulmates, our ICPs, what do they want to listen to? What do they want to hear? What struggles are they facing that would be relevant? And so, calling the show Manufacturing E-commerce Success, it's been fun. It's been exciting. It's a great tagline for us because it really fits, because that's what we're trying to do. You're doing it at Exit Your Way, try to help, what you're doing. We had Kelly on the show, your client, Kelly. I mean, dude, like, you don't even need to be modest. Share a little bit, like, what's going on with Kelly right now.
Yeah. The growth is pretty fun right now. It's fun. It's fun working with clients and seeing them succeed. And, sometimes the results are, you see those commercials, these results aren't whatever it is, normal, whatever, but we have a lot of fun with that. And honestly, a lot of that is due to live streaming and the people we've met, right? Because you talked about it earlier. And I think this is something that someone listening go, well, why would I want to live stream? Well, do you want to be the best connected person in your industry?
Right. Well, all right, here's a perfect example. We had a woman, Eileen Pofelt, on our show, and she wrote a phenomenal book. And in that book, is your client, Kelly, right?
Yep.
So by her coming on the show as a guest, and like that friendship that we built, we connected her with Kelly. She featured your client in her book. He's talking about you in her book. And that all came together thanks to this live stream relationship.
Mm-hmm. And you think about some of the things that we've been able to help people over the years too. I mean, you look at some of the digital stuff that we can do, some of the just connecting people to good resources that they can find, and whether it is marketing or finance or anything like that, it's just so many people we know now that we can go, oh yeah, I've talked to somebody like that.
Yeah. It's like, it's the, I have a guy, I have a gal, whatever, however you want to look at it. I know somebody in my Rolodex, for those of us old enough that remember what a Rolodex is, right? There's somebody in our wheelhouse that we can, hey, do you know somebody that does this? Do you know an HR person? Do you know somebody, yeah, odds are we've interviewed them. And so not only, as a matter of fact, I can't tell you how many times I've been like, hey, let me send you this interview of that person. So now it becomes like a bit of a sales enablement, a library of dozens upon dozens and dozens of videos that we have where someone's like, well, you know what? I don't quite get that. I don't understand it. Oh, you know what? I have a subject matter expert for you that's what they do. And we just interviewed them, it was probably a year ago, but let me share that with you and just check that, and how many times, Damon, have we had like, oh man, I watched that interview with so-and-so. I watched that interview with so-and-so. I told you, I just had a meeting yesterday with somebody. They're like, oh yeah, I watched your interview on Monday with that woman from Adobe, yeah, it's Adobe, that brings street cred to, to your environment to help strengthen that trust or that credibility of what you're trying to build on, and I don't know how to do it without live streaming, man. It's like, it's completely changed our, I could go on and on, our friendship, our relationship. I've been in your home. I've stayed, I've gone out to dinner with you and your amazing, beautiful wife. We've hung out together. We've gone to football games together. We've traveled together. So, I mean, we could go on and on, right?
Yeah. But I think that people sometimes look at it and they go, well, I don't want to be on camera.
Right.
And I said, so first thing about, look at us and you can be on camera. Trust us. But then they go, is it hard?
Yeah.
So going into it at the beginning, think back to that. Was it really as big as you thought, as hard as you thought?
Thank God after, 2 or 3 years listening to you, I think so to go back to the beginning, we just had, literally it was building the parachute on the way down. Right.
Yeah.
I don't mean to make it sound like it was, rocket science. Is like, we're turning on our, like we're not going into the Hollywood studio and, it's like we're in our homes, just doing our thing. But I had no idea. Going into it, I had no idea the relationships that would build, the friendships that would build, the doors that it would open, travel opportunities that you and I have taken advantage of together. I just had no idea. And I think the biggest thing is, what I love about you, my friend, and respect and admire, I don't know anybody that's a more fierce connector, go-giver. And I feel maybe that's a chemistry and a, symmetry that you and I have. And so this has been a great platform for us to just shine a bright light on other people. And so by them coming on the show, we've had people that have come on the show, they've closed business. They've got new friendships, new relationships. We have dozens and dozens. And again, this is not about us, but dozens of comments about like, boy, thank you from the show. I got this. I got a new member, my organization, my trade association. I've got a new client. I've got a new this, or just, I really had a good time. Or, you broke me out of my shell. I was so I'm a painful introvert, never wanted to be on camera. We've got one person I know who, you know who I'm talking about, our friend in Chicago. I had seen her, we were working with her for months. I had laid eyes on her. She never put her camera on, And finally one time she came on camera and I had no idea what she looked like. I'm like, oh, that's what she looks like. She's been on the show 4 times now. Like now she can't get enough of it, So I think, for a lot of folks that are camera shy, introverted, hey, it's not for me. I totally get that. I respect it. but man, we're finding out firsthand. And I'm not saying the folks that have come on want to do this on a weekly, regular basis.
Yeah.
But man, they love it. They love that the opportunity to get a bright light shine on them. And so again, if you're looking for a way to shine a bright light on your clients, on your referral partners, for you to take your business to the next level, I just think live streaming is just a great way to do it.
Yeah. And, if I really can't imagine, say I'm a local bakery on the corner.
Yeah.
Or say I'm a manufacturer, contract manufacturer, a regional contract manufacturer. Both of them can benefit from this, because the baker on the corner could interview the restaurants that use his products. He could interview the suppliers that bring him the grain and the flour to do what they do. Because if it's farm to table, there's so many things that you could do to really establish yourself in your industry, in your community, as someone that's helping other people.
Yep.
And it's, I just think that the community and the trust that you can build from it. And when you talk about, we talked about community a lot, and we talk about trust. The one thing that I can tell you this happens, two things. First thing is, you will have people call you up that have watched a fair amount of your videos,
right,
and will talk to you like they know you.
Yeah.
And that's a little freaky at first. Because it is. They've seen you enough. They feel like they know you. But just think about what I'm saying. Right. They've never met you. They've never talked to you. But video, live video, not some staged commercial, but live video allows them to really see you. People know when they come to me, I'm going to get a lot of this. They're going to get a lot of that talking to me.
Yeah.
And it's good. And then the second thing is that I never realized is that, like you said earlier, if they have a question and you've talked to all these people in your industry and they've got a question about something, you can say, well, take a look at this video we did. Mm-hmm. You don't have to listen to me talk about it. Just take a look at this.
Right.
And where we talked about that. Right. And you can just help so many people with different things that you didn't even realize. And I think it's something that trust, and, because we're looking at, why would someone pick me?
Yeah.
That's what these business in marketing and business development, we're talking, why would they pick me? Yeah. Well, they have to, we always talk about know, like, and trust you. How do you do that? Become known in your industry. Yeah. And then because everyone's talking about you, so you can be a referral partner, and then let your customers get to know you, because they're going to see you on these things. They're going to see you in these. It works. It works,
and I think a big to kind of piggyback on what you're saying, it's raw, right?
Yes,
it's raw.
There you go. That's a good way to say it.
Not scripted. And for the record, probably 90+% of our guests, they can attest. Curtis could attest. We don't send any questions. They don't send us questions. As a matter of fact, it's kind of like, I sometimes feel like, I put people in a bad position, but that's our MO, and that's our shtick is we come in. I do a ton of preparation for the show, but we do not send out questions to the client, to the guests, and the guests are not sending questions to us. It is totally, they don't know what direction we're going. Half the time, we don't know what direction we're going. It's raw, it's authentic, and it's just kind of, we're just kind of being, this is what you see is what you get. Like, this is us, right? And with the client, with the guests, what now, and I know you and I take this very seriously. We goof around a lot, but we are adamant that we want the brightest light shown? Is it shined or shown on that guest, right? It's all about the guest. And hopefully after however many we've done, and hopefully the guests would attest to that, right? Maybe not, I'm sure we're not perfect, right? We're not for everybody, but that is certainly whether we hit the home run or even get a base hit. I can't guarantee that, but boy, when we come in, man, we're giving that person everything we've got. But it's raw, it's authentic. It's, I'm not for everybody, though my mom thinks I am. This is just what you see is what you get. And, and we love what we do. And we love the topic that we've branched, we primarily talk about manufacturers, but we cover, it's a lot of women in manufacturing, diversity in manufacturing. We've talked about, different efficiency. Our friend Dave Chrysler, Michael Rigo, had all sorts of different people that talk about different things. We're talking about, I think, the tax credits tomorrow that I know nothing about, the research and tax credits tomorrow, right? And so, what we're doing is we're trying to bring on subject matter experts that are ideal customers. Maybe it's not in our lane or our area of, what we're specifically talking about, but boy, if it's something that can help make our clients money or make them better, we're bringing that person on to talk about it. Right. Are you on mute?
Oh, yes, I am. Sorry. Yes. See, it is live. So
Our first night, man.
Yeah. First time. Yeah. So that's what I do, and that's what the Faces of Business about. We put this show together because I always, and you brought this term up. We want to edutainment. It's educating people while being entertaining, and we want to give something where business owners and executives will get something from listening to this, and bring on people that will help them, right? And really, you think about it. You think about what we're talking about today. Yeah. We're not going through the intricate details of live streaming, 101 technical details. We just want to put an idea in someone's head that I maybe get dangerous enough to ask some questions about it and think about some different things, because that's really in the Faces of Business. Our crowd, the people that listen, they need to be exposed, or I would think like to be the people I talk to anyway, that say they like to be exposed to these different people that are talking about these different things, whatever it's personal development, or it's the new financing, or it's new leadership, or whatever it is.
Right.
And this platform, live streaming, works with just about any topic. It really does.
It does. As a matter of fact, we're not the most polished. That's understatement of the night, right?
Yeah.
We're not the most polished. We're bringing on Cher Jones, who's coming on in, Mayish or whatever, who is just a rock star, just an amazing live streamer, very polished. She has a live stream. She does LinkedIn learning for live streaming. So, hey, man, she's coming. I sent her a note. She totally embraced it. Can't wait to I've never met her before. She's coming on the show. Now, if I send her a note, just be like, hey, Sherry, you're awesome, she might be like, wait, who are you? But this is an opportunity for us, shamelessly, selfishly, to learn from someone who just is doing an incredible job with live streaming. I'll speak for myself, much, much better than what I'm doing. And so now she can come on the show. She can talk about it to the crowd. Hopefully people will get golden nuggets. Yes. But man, selfishly, I want to learn how to do a better job live streaming. And so we can do that by bringing a guest on who does what we do, but she just does it a heck of a lot better. And so, and we can promote her class, her course here on LinkedIn Learning. And so again, that live stream opens up a relationship to someone at her level that otherwise I probably wouldn't have access to,
Yeah. Yeah. And you think about that. If you are in an industry, say you're in the manufacturing industry, I'm just going to come up with a whatever, right? So I'm in this industry. Say I'm in, and I'll take one I was talking to today. We're in the oil field services industry, right?
Right.
I'm in the Permian Basin and I'm doing something. I work with the oil majors, or I work with big oil companies there doing something.
Right.
It would be a great thing to do to highlight those people in those companies that are doing good stuff out there, that and have them come on and talk about those topics that people care about in that industry.
Right.
And you could be the one that is the center of that industry.
Right.
Just by helping those other people. And those people, oh, by the way, could be the people that could connect you into people, or be the people that you really want to meet in those companies.
Right.
Like you said, you can bet, and you can, as you say, you fight above your weight. Or is that what you said? You can say fight above.
Punch above you outkick coverage, or you punch above your weight, right?
Yeah, you can punch above your weight because people want to come on and talk about the topics they're passionate about.
Right.
They want to talk about those
Right.
the topics they're passionate about. So that is a lead, like you with Cher. She's passionate about LinkedIn and training and live streaming, and that's what allows us to do it. It's like when you had Scott O, the
Scotty
editor
O
of Inc.
Inc.
Scotty
magazine, man.
O,
And then twice. Yeah. That was a dream, dude, that like, man, I've been an Inc. magazine junkie since like I had hair back then when I, like this, I'm going back to like the early 90s. I'm a Inc. magazine junkie, so for a guy like me to get the editor in chief of Inc. magazine, I mean, that was just, personally, that was just a total home run. That was awesome. I think, Damon, 39 and a half is a lot. So I know people don't have all night to, but so let's go here. Right.
Yeah.
You've helped me make this. We've got this system down pretty efficient. A year ago, I was not very efficient. This, it was like a lot of, figure this out, figure that, do this manually. I'm stubborn, old, don't want to, new technology. You and I'm crediting you and our buddy Dave Chrysler finally, got off my tail and got more efficient. Like we've got this down in a pretty tight, efficient, where a lot of people like, dude, like, do you have any time to like make a living? How are you doing? Just, like we've got this down pretty efficient where it doesn't really take an enormous amount of time, right? You're doing it 4 days a week. What do you think?
It takes me literally anymore. If you look at, I go, it's 4 days a week.
Yeah.
I bet it only takes me another 15 minutes per episode.
Right.
Other than being on the air.
Right.
That's all it takes. And if I really pushed it, it would be less.
Right.
Because there's some I still like to do, because you can set this up and you can make it so that it is very easy.
Right.
It is easy for your guests. It's an enjoyable experience for them, and they can roll. It works. And Inger, we got Inger.
Man, oh my God! Talk
Inger.
About sending love to Curtis, sending love to Inger. Boy, Inger's been both folks been on the show. Man, lots and lots of love to both of these.
Awesome,
guys,
awesome. And Inger, I do have to talk to you too, because again, we know people, right? We know people who do go.
Friendship and relationship that you've gained from the show through Gail, right? Our dear friend Gail. Gail's going to be on the show in a few weeks.
Yeah.
And so total.
And Inger's helped some of our clients, and her and her company, and she's going to be helping some more. And this is the kind of stuff that you can do and build this community, and that can really come out to help your industry and help the people you're working with. And you're right. As a live streamer, you do have to look at, how can we make this efficient? How do we make it most effective? And you being Curt, and I want to talk about your stuff for just a moment here too, is you are an SEO. You've been studying SEO before they knew what SEO was. And you can take this, and he did this today. And this is honest to God, people, this was not rehearsed. Curt, they did a webinar on Tuesday. They put it on the internet yesterday, and he put the keywords in that he wanted that webinar to rank for today. And it was the first page, first thing after like SAP and BigCommerce. It came up right after that. So,
and I have to interject. And those were paid ads.
Those were paid ads. Those were paid ads.
Yeah. So
how much did you pay to get there? Exactly.
That was hysterical. That was.
It was, but it shows the power of this. And if people want to know, go type in manufacturing e-commerce success and see what you see.
Right.
Now, you could be someone that is making, pick your product, pick your service, put it in there and talk about this. You can move yourself up those rankings in Google without paying a ton of ad spend.
Right. And especially for our manufacturing friends, I know this is probably a conversation, more on our Monday, Friday show, but for our manufacturing friends, or you're in a really tight niche, where like maybe your keywords aren't as competitive. By doing this, hey, maybe you do a podcast, maybe you're doing, whatever. If you get that consistent content out there, and you start using like what Damon and I are doing, we have certain keywords that we want to go after.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, we're just, these guys are just doing these live shows, like, no, it's like, we're bringing folks on for business development. We're bringing folks on that we want to work with. We want to do folks that we want to be a referral partner. Maybe they're going to refer business to us. So like, we're and we like having a good time too. Right.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to check all those boxes off. So now from a content standpoint, so say, like for us, like we're targeting, B2B e-commerce or SEO for manufacturers, or, like today it was e-commerce readiness, and so, if you're manufacturing, like you said earlier, I bend metal, I'm cutting steel, I make a turbine engine, I make a part that plastic injection molding for this, certain part that goes on planes on Tuesdays, whatever your keyword is, if you get that into the title of the program, you have a great opportunity. And I'm geeking out, so we'll step back from that. But yeah, so from a keyword standpoint, live streaming is a very powerful tool for you to capture your keywords.
That is for sure. And the other thing that we talked about today that I couldn't get off here, or I couldn't end the program without talking about, is you can turn your company into a content generating machine.
Yeah.
Because, like we do now. And this, again, this is all within the confines of what we talked about. But our videos are recorded here.
Right.
They go live to a bunch of places. They get uploaded then on or on our YouTube channels, on our websites. They go to podcasts. Mm-hmm. We make a blog post out of that thing on our website with the transcript from the videos. So we have all the keyword rich stuff about building community and trust with live streaming, all this kind of stuff goes on there. So your website will start to rank higher. I mean, I looked at it and this is no kidding. I looked at it the other day. Our website has over 500 blog posts on it.
Oh, does it? 500?
Yeah. It's like 530 or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've written 10.
Right.
It's all these kind of things from our shows and all this stuff and all these broad topics around what we do.
Right. And so before I was blogging. I was blogging on a regular basis. I took those blogs, I converted into a book. My mom's favorite book, Stop Being the Best Secret. So, just trying to, create that content and like Dave Chrysler, how many times, man, we need to give a lot of love to Dave, right?
Yeah.
So Mr. Efficient, like and how many folks, content folks have come on and they're like, repurpose, be efficient with your time, repurpose, right? So I used to blog. I probably have 60, 70, 80 blogs on my website. However, when you take the live stream, now it's in, probably same as you, there's hundreds, right?
Yeah.
And so now you just have a content rich. So, all right, Damon, I'm not sure what number we're on. We're probably up to like 32 by now.
Yeah.
So
we got to be getting close.
We've talked about building community, amazing, incredible relationships.
Yeah.
Wonderful friendships. We've talked about business development. We've talked about SEO rich. We've talked about being a content machine. I'm sure I'm leaving a bunch of things out. What else? Anything else on that list that we should be getting down to?
Well, I think we need to go to the half, because the half is the one that will make you giggle until the end of time.
Do you think? Can you handle the truth, Damon? Are you sure?
I think people are ready for the truth.
Are you ready for the truth? All right.
We've got a presentation for the half. It's going to take us a while.
Hey, did you see? Hey, we've got a couple of notes here from.
I know. We got to put that up there. Thanks, Inger.
Hey, and she's just said my favorite. Building community.
Building community.
Oh, man, we got to get Inger back. Inger. I miss you, man. So we got to get her back on the show. All right. So let's. You know what, Damon? If you don't mind, I'm gonna share my screen just for a second.
Yeah.
Can you? All right, Damon. So we have 39 and a half.
Yep.
Of the top reasons, benefits why folks, manufacturers, entrepreneurs should consider live streaming. Right.
Yep.
Let's talk about the half. That 39 and a half. Now, when we say half, you know what? It's not that it's a discounted benefit. Nope. It's a special one. Yep. That's why we deem it half. Yep. So, Damon, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Hey, it makes our moms proud. There's mom right there, and there's my mom. And so, Damon, we put this on the fridge, right? What do you think of this one?
Yeah.
I'm putting
Yeah.
it, there it is.
That is it. It'll make your mom proud, because I tell you what, it's so funny that and I said this morning, and it's the truth. I was talking to my mom, because I call her every so often, and she's like, "Oh, I was watching your show." I'm like, "Oh God, what did I do?" But it is. I mean, it's that's the half that makes it all worth it.
Right. So I just, though we are on maybe older guys, man, I don't care age, I don't care what you're, live streaming. If you are considering it, it's a great, I'm telling you firsthand, it's just, the relationships that you can build, the friendships, the business development, the content we talked about, SEO opportunities, and most importantly, it just makes mom so proud, so.
Yeah.
You know what, Damon? We've got we got one more minute. I've got, let me share one more screenshot here. Let's go here. So we showed off mom. How about can I go? Let me go back one. How about that one? That slide right there. How about that one right there, dude?
Curt and us hanging out. Yeah.
That one's priceless, right? You can see that one. You and
in the plane.
We're in Alaska. We're at the Seahawks game. We're on a plane. I mean, just my goodness gracious, are you kidding me? And
Beluga Point. We're at Beluga Point in that one. Yeah,
that is all thanks to this little live show. So we've been able to travel, and so we're coming at you with total humility. It's not this, we're not trying to make it sound like we're
no. It's not arrogant. It can help you change your business. That's right. and help you change your life if you wanted to. So
absolutely.
Thanks so much for being here, man. I appreciate this, because I want to get this out and really share it, because there are so many businesses, and you and I both, we talk about this a lot, I think, can benefit from it. So if people want to reach out to you, what's the best way to get a hold of you, Mr. Anderson?
Hey, if Curt Anderson I'm on LinkedIn once in a while, Damon. So people can find me right here on LinkedIn. They can find me hanging out with you. For folks that want to know more about live streaming, man, connect with Damon. Damon can certainly walk you through it, to help you with that. I can certainly help you with that.
Yeah.
My company is b2btail.com. Stop by b2btail.com, and we would love to help you. So a lot of good stuff here, Damon. Dude, appreciate you, brother. Love you, man.
Thanks for stopping by today, Curt. Thanks, Inger, for being here today. Curtis, thanks for being here today. And hey, all of you that are listening but didn't write the comments, didn't drop a comment, hey, thanks for doing that. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it, man. I was looking at our phone. We had lots of people listening today, and it's always fun to have people stopping by. We appreciate all of you. We hope that you have a wonderful day, and we will be back again. Curt, hang out for a moment, and we'll wrap up after this. See you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.